Hello traders, my name is Thomas. I'm private trader and I am part of testing team for Market Profit Pack. In this video, I want to describe order flow chart visualization in more detail. Let's start with maximizing the order flow chart visualization window across the whole screen. And this is what appears when you use the standard default setting. You have these lines representing the value area and standard deviations, first standard deviation and second standard deviation. This is the point of control for the day. Like with other visualizations in Market Profit Pack, you can change the way value area is calculated. It is simply done when you right click on the chart, go to indicators, go to number 9, value area. You see the calculation mode at the moment is set to VWAP, which means that the value area is calculated based on the volume weighted average price. Here you can set the size of first value area, which by default is 68%. That corresponds to the first standard deviation. Second value area size 95%, second standard deviation. Also you can choose the algorithm that calculates the value area. You can even choose not to have the value area displayed. So if I click false for the point of control and the first and second standard deviations and click OK, you see that the value area lines have disappeared, and in the main window we are left with what a lot of you might know as footprint. Currently I use the Euro futures contract, symbol 6E, and currently traded contract is September, and I use a 3-minute chart. So that means that one footprint represents 3 minutes of development, and it shows me the number of orders realized at the bid side and the ask side of the market during the 3 minutes. There are several different ways how you can display the information about number of realized orders. If I click over here, that is the fast way. You can do bid ask ladder, histogram. You can only choose delta. So if I click delta, you see it only shows me positive or negative delta at every price we have traded. You can also go to volume histogram. The volume histogram shows basically like a mini profile. So you see that for this particular candle, for example, most contracts traded at this particular price, and because the color is red, we know that the delta is negative, and there were more contracts traded at bid than there were on the ask side of the market. So there are many different ways how to display the information, and it is more about your visual comfort and what you are used to. I stick with the classic bid ask. The very right hand column is what we call an action bar. Action bar has two ways how you can display it. If I right click on the chart, go to indicators, order flow chart, setting number 5, action bar. Either I can choose to display it or not to display it. It depends on you. If you set true, it will be displayed in the most right hand column, and there are two types how you can display it: continuation or pullback. And here you define the number of ticks or pips it should cover. So if the setting is 5, the action bar will cumulate number of orders for last 5 pips until a pullback occurs. If I put it to continuation, it will cover 5 ticks cumulative regardless of if there was a pullback or not. Now I will make the main chart a little bit smaller because I want to show you the panel on the left. And what this panel does, it shows you volume at price. Here you have the price in the first column. In the second column you have number of orders realized at that particular price since the beginning of the session. You can set and modify the period for which this will be calculated. The default setting is 1 day, 1 session. So this is the development for today. And also you see the volume profile plotted over here. And additionally, the profile itself is divided in color based on the fact if the orders were realized at bid or at ask side of the market. First, it gives you a visual look at the structure of the market and where the most volume traded. And you also see the differentiation if it is more buyers or sellers attracted at the price, and you have an overview of the total volume. The information displayed in the left column can be customized. If I right click and go indicators, here you have the left panel, so you can decide if you want to show the price, the tick total volume, the histogram, and also if the bid value should be displayed first in the histogram. So if you decide you don't need it, you can completely put all of these to false, click OK, and suddenly you see that it has all disappeared. In the lower part of visualization window, you can choose to display additional information based on traded volume. If I right click indicators, you see the totals panel, and here is all the information that can be displayed. So you can display the session letter, the number of orders realized at ask, at bid, the delta, which is the difference between ask and bid, maximum delta, minimum delta, cumulative delta to volume ratio, the total volume in the bar, and cumulative volume for the whole session. So a lot of extra information. It depends what you want to focus on. So you can select. By default, all of them are displayed. Like in the diff delta visualization, in this visualization you can also use the audio alerts. If I right click, go to indicators, number 10, alerts, you can set different sound files to be played when certain criteria is met. So it can be unfinished business at high, unfinished business at low, also when cumulative delta reaches certain value, and if delta reaches certain value, which is the thing I have showed you on the diff delta visualization. So you can use it in this visualization as well, and you have additional conditions for alerts over here. So that is very handy. And one more feature which I use personally is the filter. I like to trade size. In this default setting, the visualization records every order which is traded in the market. Now myself, I am interested in higher volume. Volume is the key to trading, and you know that big volume can be done by big players, and they are the ones who have the ability to move the market in certain direction. So I use order flow chart mainly for tracking activity of big players, and I do it by filtering. Very easy. If I right click, go to indicators, number 2, settings, you have trade filter mode. Now I have none. I'll change it, and you can filter larger than, smaller than. I said I am interested in bigger orders, so I put only larger than, and here is the trade filter size. This will vary by market. In some market, 50 traded contracts in one order may be nothing, like for example in the S&P 500. But even in S&P 500, 50 contracts is quite a decent size, definitely not traded by majority of retail traders. For Euro futures, I know that 50 traded contracts in one order is quite a decent size. So I use this filter, and the order flow chart very visually and easily lets me know only when somebody trading bigger size is active in the market. So I put the filter size, click OK, and you see suddenly how the picture changes. For example, at this particular bar, nobody trading order bigger than 50 contracts was involved. And you see over here the European morning, no big interest of the big players at the highs. So we went lower. You see there was some interest over here, And I'm especially interested in these footprints at important support and resistances levels, and I observe this to confirm if the big players want to get involved at those price levels. So that's it for the order flow chart. I hope you have enjoyed this video. If you want to try it out, we will be happy to give you a free trial. In order to get the trial, just go to our website market-profit-pack.com, click test trial over here. We will also provide you with a complete user manual which covers and explains all functions of every visualization. We are also ready to answer any questions or handle any suggestions you might have, so do not hesitate to contact us at marketprofitpack@gmail.com. Thank you for your attention and have good trades.